Alrighty, good afternoon. I'm going to help you guys with rotating shapes assignment on Khan Academy. And there is something that I need to add to your notes on your rotations foldable. So those of you who are distance learners, look on Friday from October 16th. Your homework was to complete this rotations foldable. And those of you who are in-person learners, you have this foldable on paper and it's completed and it should be folded and glued into your journal. Okay, so I want to specifically focus on this little tiny piece right here. So we've spent a little bit of time talking about the way that clock hands rotate, and we've called that directional rotation clockwise. Now on Khan Academy, instead of using directions of clockwise and counterclockwise, they've been listing the degrees of rotation as a negative amount of degrees for a clockwise rotation. On the flip side of that, if we're rotating in the opposite direction that the clock hands rotate, that is what we've been calling counterclockwise. And on Khan Academy, they're listing that as a positive amount of degrees of rotation. Okay, so make sure you get that added to your foldable, whether it's a digital foldable or whether it's a paper foldable. Get that added, and then let's go use that information to complete this activity. So quadrilateral PONY is rotated 180 degrees about the origin. Now, the great thing about 180s is that this figure is starting off in quadrant 2. It's going to rotate two quadrants and going to end up over here. So the direction on 180s doesn't actually matter. So point O is at -2 and 3, and so it's going to end up at 2, -3 here. This is O prime. N is currently located at -6 and 3, so I changed my signs on that, and it's going to be at 6 and -3. So this right here is N prime. Y is at -5, +6. So instead of -5, it's going to be +5. Sometimes the points get a little glitchy. You just kind of have to make them go where you want them to go. And it might help if I move this guy down here somewhere out of the way. I'm going to move him over here. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm looking for +5 and then -6 here. And this one right here is Y prime. And then P prime, I'm going from -2, 7 for point P. So I'm going to change that to, I'm going to put this right here. All right, let's see if this works better. All right, from -2, 7 to 2, +7. All right, now notice this is my 90-degree angle right here. And if I rotate it 180, there it is. So this point P was up top. And when I rotate it 180, it's down here on the bottom. So let's check it. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to slide this out of the way. We're rotating a -180. Again, it really doesn't matter with a 180. We're just going to the opposite quadrant. So point P is at -2 and 5, so it'll be at 2, -5 this time. T is at 6, 0, so now we're going to move that guy to -6 and 0. Where's O? O is at -2, -5, so O prime will be at 2 and 5. So it's made a weird looking star shape there. All right, good. Now we've got a 270 with the degrees. and we've got a negative 270. So on your notes, a negative amount of degrees is a clockwise rotation. We're going the same direction that the clock hands rotate. So that means 270, it starts off here, and I go clockwise 3 quadrants. So 1, 2, 3. J prime is going to end up here. And because the order pair is 3 and 3, this is going to be J prime right here. All right, M. M is located at 3, negative 3. So if it moves 3 quadrants clockwise, 1, 2, 3, it's actually going to be in the same place as where J is right now. Will it let me do that? Sometimes these little points are a wee bit finicky. Maybe if I move that, it'll let me. Okay, whatever. All right, so I've got, this is my line J, this is J prime, and this is M prime. All right, so let's move K. So if M landed here, I know K is going to land in quadrant 1 also. All right, so if K is at 5, negative 5, so it moves 1, 2, 3 quadrants, and it's going to be at 5 and 5. Okay, so here's 5 and 5 in this quadrant. So this is K prime right here. All right, last one, L. L is in this quadrant. It's going to move clockwise 3 quadrants. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to end up over here. So L prime. L prime is negative 3, negative 7. We're going to flip 7, negative 3. This isn't looking like the same shape, so I've messed up somewhere. So J moves, and that should be there. Okay, so this is J prime. And then M, this should be M. Oh, M should not be connected to K. So I went from M to K. This one's got to move here. Oh, there we go. All right, there it is. Okay, so what it was is I did my shape out of order. So I had the right points, I did it out of order. So I needed to go from J to M to L to K. So here's J prime, M prime, L prime is what should be connected to it, and then K prime. So you gotta make sure you connect your points in the correct order. Okay, negative 90 degrees, so negative, again, negative degrees is a clockwise rotation. Okay, so this is the pre-image right here in blue, and now I've got to make my image match it. Okay, so negative 90 is a clockwise, and we're moving 90 degrees, so that's 1 quadrant move. So M and L are going to end up down here. So 3 and 2 for L prime, so we switch the X and Y coordinates, and so that's going to be at 2 and negative 3. Here's L prime. And then M is at 6 and 7, so flip your X and Y coordinates, so that's going to be 7 and negative 6 right there. This guy's in the wrong place. All right, so let's figure out where E prime goes. So E is at 7, negative 3, so switch your X and Y coordinates. So we're going to be 3 and 7, and in the quadrant 3, it'll be negative 3, negative 7. That still doesn't look right. So 3 and 2 should be 2 and 3. And this should be 6 and 7, and so this should be 7 and 6. Okay. And this is 7 and 3. So this should be, oh, there it is. I gotta flip that. So this is gotta be 3 and 7. There we go. All right. I didn't remember to flip my X and Y coordinates there. So this was 7, 3, -3 here for E. So E prime needs to be -3, -7. Okay, now I got it. So that's how you get through rotating shapes, and it is due in about 11 hours. Okay, you guys can get this. Good luck. Thanks for watching.